Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. I appreciate it. I hope everyone is doing well. And now I have to recall exactly where we were at and what we were doing. Maybe headed back to Westfall. Maybe we had finished up in Westfall. Let's go talk to Matthias. Blood Moon, Mendy, Dante, Nenya, Richard, good morning everybody. Welcome. Also, I'm level 22, and I'm thinking, like, what are the odds that I actually trained? We should go check the trainer while we're nearby.
Greetings. For the Alliance, go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Alex, good morning, good afternoon, welcome. Karen, good evening to you, welcome to the stream. Trainers, this way. Yep, see, I knew we hadn't trained. Battle Shout rank 3. Intimidating Shout. That is a fear. Last 8 seconds. And Sunder Armor.
Light bless you.
Alex, it seems like they've somehow locked trade at the auction house for SOD and Classic Era. As in, like, people are not able to trade or use the auction house? That sounds bad. Like, if I try to go use the auction house right now, will I not be able to do that? I hadn't planned on using the auction house, but upon hearing that, it's the most important thing to me. And now I must go buy something. We must shop, and we must shop now! It was saying it was locked on SOD, like locked. I've never heard of that before. But it looks like you guys in the EU, you can play the game now. Did they ever update anybody on what was happening last night? Dark Eris, I'll get right on that, buddy. But first, Dark Eris, I'm gonna need to borrow about 220 gold from you. And then after that, I'll get right on that. Nothing about an update, but you guys can play. See, that's what I said would happen. I said they would fix it, it would be fixed, and that they would never talk about it again. Yeah, because they can't talk about it. So we'll never know what happened. Maybe somebody on Wowhead or something will find out. We're gonna try to shop. I don't even know what we're gonna buy. Maybe we'll try to buy a shining silver breastplate, because we're gonna need that in 2 more levels. They were pretty pricey. All caps for better shopping. I don't know. Maybe I can't spell. No items found. I probably can't use capitals. Let's go search manually. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, 10 gold. I mean, it's like, usually I find these for like 5 to 7 gold. But 10 gold's not awful. We're gonna be wearing it for a while. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. That action is currently restricted. Yeah, we've been restricted. We can't do it. I got money to spend. It's burning a hole in my pocket. And I can't spend the money. Oof, I wonder what's going on with that. I wonder if it's a part of the same issue that was affecting the servers yesterday, but now, like, why would it be affecting the US servers? I think that they probably borked something. Somewhere along the way there was borking. We just don't know the extent of it, or the technical details of it. They probably pushed the hardcore branch onto Classic Era. Yeah, it seems like you're right. I wonder if I die, will I be able to res? It seems like somehow like a part of the hardcore like server set got put onto like every other server set.
What can I do for you?
Like, not just the hardcore, like the solo self-found rules, which is curious because we don't have the buff. I don't know. It's been a weird couple days. Maybe it has something to do with the incursions exploit. Ooh, an incursions exploit. That sounds juicy. I must know more. They fired their quality assurance team? Dude, they fired their quality assurance team like years ago. Right, like, yeah, they never had one. They haven't had like real QA in probably like 5 or 6 years. No, they don't have a QA team. You are their QA team, and they don't have to pay you money. In fact, you pay them. And that works out a lot better for a company. What's the incursion exploit? How many people are already level 50 in SOD? Probably like basically everybody. Everybody who's anybody. They made around 1,000 gold in the first couple hours on incursions before they nerfed it. Oh, damn. That's a lot of gold. We're talking about classic numbers. Oh my god. And they can't take the gold back. Like, those people earned that gold.
Well met.
They earned it through an exploit, but it's not their fault that Blizzard didn't fix it or test it or know about it. Track down the Defias messenger. This should be easy because, you know, there's not as many people playing. So finding the messenger. Oh no, the problem is if no one's killing the messenger, he could literally be anywhere on his route. So this might be harder than usual. Because usually you can just camp out his spawn point and you know that eventually someone's going to kill him, he's going to respawn, no problem. But now he could be anywhere, because like who's playing today? Classic Era Classic. Just me. I'm the only person playing today. Let's bump this down to like level 12. Okay, we got a handful of people. None of them are in level range to kill the messenger, except maybe this guy. So yeah, this might be tough. You can, Rez, if you die, you tested it out. Thank you. Thank you for being the guinea pig. Yeah, it would suck to die and find out that we couldn't res. That would be very unwelcome. I might be able to use the new sword in my mailbox. Well? Yeah. This sword? Or not, no, not this sword. I don't seem to have mail. And I guess if I did have mail, like maybe the mail wouldn't be working right now. We seem to be having problems with getting mail in Classic. 'Cause I don't think I checked my mail recently. What sword? What sword? Nice. Okay, so yeah, no messenger here. So the odds are that he's just on his infinite patrol. So let's run up the road once. I'm not going to spend like a ton of time on this. We'll run his route. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just run his route over to Captain Sanders' hidden treasure, and we'll do that quest, and then maybe we'll just get out of here. Like, I think we're ready to go to Red Ridge. Yeah, I feel like we're probably ready to go to Red Ridge and pick up like a bunch of quests out that way. Dark Shore, I think we're done with Dark Shore for now. Like, we can go back later if we want to, and we have a few things we could do. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Oh, and look, he's going the other way. Oh, we got lucky. We'll also stop by and we'll do the treasure, since we're pretty close to the first part of it. Oh my god, he took off? I didn't expect him to run like that. Oh my god, is he gonna stop? I'm getting flashbacks to the one Murloc that we couldn't catch no matter what we did. Alright, we got him. I've never seen him run like that. It's crazy. Alex, you lost all of your mail when you transferred over to Mankrik. Oh, damn. That's unfortunate. You would think they would have you, like, if that were going to be an issue, you'd think they would have you empty your mailbox before you initiate a character transfer, you know? It's like when you go to delete a character, if it has mail, they tell you, like, hey, like, you can't do that, you got mail. You'd think they would just handle it the same way with moving a character, like, you have to empty your mailbox. Aaron, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. John, I appreciate that. Thanks for saying so, and thanks for being here. What server is this? This is the Mankrik server. Classic Era. Mankrik is a US East server. Alex, that sounds downright depressing, man. That is some sad World of Warcraft right there. Oh man. Yeah, but you said it though, you were kind of using your mailbox as a de facto bank. I would put in a ticket. I don't know if they could do anything, but I would feel compelled to at least type up a ticket. And maybe if you put in a ticket, maybe they'd realize, oh, hey, maybe we should include a warning about mailboxes for people transferring a character. Because it doesn't feel like it's intended that you will lose all your mail, but if it is intended, they should have a warning. If it's not intended, they should still have a warning if they know that it can happen. But maybe they don't know that it can happen. You did ask, yeah, okay. You asked on the customer support forums. Oh man, that information's never gonna get to anybody. That's what sucks. Did they say that was like typical behavior of a? No, they probably didn't give you any. They probably didn't give you any details at all. Yeah, like a little warning would be good. May lose all of your mail. And then people would think, hey, I should take care of that. The other hidden treasure quest is all the way up there. I don't really know if I want to do all that running or if I just want to go to Red Ridge. Part of me just wants to go to Red Ridge. And then I guess there's also this escort quest for this guy. If he's here, we'll do the escort quest. If someone else is doing it, we'll probably just move on. Ashbad, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Everything's going okay.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
Alright, he is there, so let's go ahead and we will empty our inventory. And then we will escort him. I think I can get rid of basically everything.
See you later.
Oh yeah, the vanilla Red Ridge is much better than the Cataclysm revamp. Yeah, the Cataclysm revamp is just like a Rambo spoof. It's not even like a really good one. Yeah, let's go ahead, we'll escort this guy. I'll try not to lose him. Is there no one to do dead mines with? No, not really. A lot of the grouping that happens is higher level content. During this time of day, nothing's going on. But as you can see, like, the people who are trying to look for stuff, they're trying to do, like, mostly higher level stuff. And, like, during the later afternoon, I see lots of groups going out for things like Blackrock Spire, BRD, all of, like, the end level 5-mans, the 10-mans, and, like, then I see raid groups going out all the time. But not a lot of low-level dungeon action. I think a lot of people that are active on these Classic Era realms are active, like, at higher levels. You know? Because the servers have been around for a while. So the people that play here the most are probably people that have max level characters here and have, like, the most investment here. Everyone's talking in general chat now about how the mailboxes are broken. Maybe one day. Maybe one day people will play Vanilla Era again. Maybe once everybody is done with SOD. Maybe once everybody is done with SOD and they're kind of like, they're at endgame in Cataclysm, and maybe one day people will play Vanilla Era again. We can all do Deadmines. Maybe we'll have to wait for Classic in 20 years from now. Classic Remastered, the re-release. Classic Vanilla Reforged. Coming in 2035. So in a year from now, yeah. Once we burn through all the other expansions, we'll be right back where we started. So in approximately 10 years. You prefer Classic to SOD? Yeah, me too. I quit SOD yesterday. Me and SOD are through. Classic plus Classic. Season of Classic Regular. I like that. Season of Vanilla. Oh god, this guy's gonna get himself killed. Don't get yourself killed, dude. I think I failed the quest if you die. I probably failed the quest if I die too. That's a thing. Let's do retaliation here. That might be helpful. There we go. Every other time I've done this quest, it's been farmed out, you know, like players are here killing everything, so there's never anything to fight. I don't think I've ever really had to protect this guy. Alex, you're gonna miss Wrath? Yeah. You know, as I'm leveling up the Blood Elf Mage, I'm realizing, like, that's gonna be the last character that I get to level up in Wrath of the Lich King. And then I thought to myself, this is the last character that you're gonna level up in, like, in Classic. Which is sad. So yeah, so that's kind of a bummer. I don't plan, in Cataclysm, I don't plan to have a bunch of alts, so I'm gonna get the mage to 85, and then I'm gonna focus on doing endgame stuff. And so the mage that's currently going through Wrath content will likely be the last character that I level up in a progression mode of Classic. In a mode of Classic that's gonna inch its way forward through the expansions. The mage will probably be the last one.
Lightning with you. Be careful. For the Alliance.
Well, we got the quest. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get to do the dungeon, but we got there. Let's jump on a flight over to Redridge.
You need something?
I don't know what gear this guy is wearing, but it looks amazing.
How are you? Hello.
It's gotta be some kind of tier set. Is this PvP gear, or what is this? Conqueror's set. Guy looks freaking awesome. Look at them shoulders. This is like one of the coolest looking helmets I've ever seen in Classic Era. Like, usually the helmets look awful. This one looks really, really cool. I feel like I'm a Power Ranger villain, which is not a bad thing in this case. Wow. AQ40? He has Thunder Fury. Yeah, he does. What a legend. See, this is the cool thing about vanilla that doesn't happen in like other modes of the game. Like, as soon as I saw this guy, like, I knew he was a badass. I didn't know why. I didn't know what it was exactly. But the better gear looks so distinct and so good compared to like the not so good gear. It's all very unique, and so like he just stands right out. Like, you know, this guy has done some shit in the game. Yep, that's awesome.
Safe travel.
He has stopped me from taking. He's away from keyboard. He does not even know he's being admired, and he has stopped me from getting on a flight.
See you around.
There we go. I don't know if I should be surprised by this or not, but people are still selling Maradon boosts in looking for group. Willing to sell Mara boost, 300 mobs, minimum level 30, maximum level 49. Free for all loot and can summon. They don't say how much it costs though. Yeah, there's no so they're not actually soliciting, because even though they said willing to sell, they didn't include like a cost. You'd have to whisper them to find out. People are selling Lich King kills in Wrath. Yeah, of course. Yep, people want to buy their achievement. They want to be Kingslayer. But they don't want to actually, like, do it, you know?
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Sour Mouse, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. I am doing well. Thanks for asking.
Can I help you? See you around. What can I do for you? Have a good one.
Alex, it sounds like it's time to be a seller and not a buyer. Yeah, maybe just go like all gathering professions.
Hello. See you later. Safe travels. Have a good one.
The Wrathband Gauntlet is a warrior quest. I also feel like it's a timed quest. So I don't think I'm gonna grab that one right now. Maybe we'll do it later, when we are a much higher level. Is there like a cooking quest? Yeah, Red Ridge Goulash.
Hey there. Farewell.
Alex, that was you on your druid? Nice. Thanks for the buffs. Blitzen Jr., I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That's the worst. My room looks very cool. It's easy to make like a corner of a room look cool. Like I'm in a basement office that's partially unfinished, so if I remove all the backdrop, it's like big white concrete blocks. It like looks like I'm in a prison cell. But it's like it's actually turns out that it's pretty easy to make like a small camera view look pretty cool. Yep, I got my X-Men figures, I got my banners, and it looks okay. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here. I don't have the quest for the whelps yet. I think we have to run to Goldshire. Yeah, we have to run to Goldshire for that, and I don't know if I want to do that right now. So we might do that one later. The X-Men figures I borrowed from my kid? No, man. These are my X-Men figures. Do you know how much these cost? They're like 25 bucks a pop. No, I didn't buy these for my kid. Now, he has had possession of them at points in time. For a while, he did take possession of them, but he doesn't know the characters that well, so he didn't really play with them a lot. Like, as cool as they are. He just isn't, like, as familiar with the characters. He's starting to learn who they are. He had been watching some of the old animated series with me. Because I was rewatching the animated series so I can watch X-Men 97. But yeah, no, these are my figures. I got Cyclops yesterday. Ordered it on Amazon a couple days ago. He's my first Phase 2. The other ones are all from Phase 1. No spoilers, Alex. I haven't seen it yet. Yesterday was the first day that I caught up, and so I have episode 4 to watch, and then I guess I'm waiting. I don't even know what day they put the new ones out, because by the time I got around to watching it, like a few episodes had already been released. So I had a few days where I got to watch an episode each night, and now I've had to slow down. Because I think there's only going to be like 8 episodes, which is like super disappointing. Like everything nowadays, like it has to be like really short form storytelling, short form seasons. It's every Wednesday. It could be Tuesday then. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have to look. But yeah, now I'm like, as I approach episode 4, like realizing that I'm gonna be halfway through, I'm kind of getting bummed out. Because then what? It's going to be like, you know, it takes them like a long time to make anything these days. And then when they make something new, they only give you like a few episodes of it. I remember when like seasons used to be like 20 to 25 episodes long. And you actually got like a chunk of actual content each season. Mike, good afternoon, man. Yep, this is what we're doing. Classic, vanilla, classic. And then, like, I think for the streams, I'm gonna do this character, and then I'll sprinkle in, like, probably a little bit of retail. If I'm being honest, I'll probably sprinkle, like, a couple days of retail into the streams. I want to get my mage a little bit more gear and get her into LFR. I want to get my pally capped out, and I want to get my pally a little bit of gear. And so, like, you know, some days we'll be here, and some days we'll be in retail. It'll be different flavors for different people with different tastes. What we won't be doing is we won't be playing SOD. That is one thing we won't be doing. And then for Wrath of the Lich King, I'm keeping all that in the recorded series for right now. Steven, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Why no SOD? I don't have fun playing it. I don't have fun playing it because I don't have any goals. I don't have anything in SOD that I care about doing. I don't have anything in SOD that, like, I want to work towards or that I want to accomplish. So I have no intrinsic motivation. And then the game, like, there's really nothing in the game itself that offers me any extrinsic motivation. Like, I don't care about the low-level raid gear. I don't care about pre-raid bis. I don't care about logging so that I can compete with my own numbers. Like, there's nothing extrinsically rewarding about the season, and I have no intrinsic goals. So for me, it's just not fun to play. I think that the best way for a person to enjoy SOD is to have a good active guild of people that you like to play with. And if you have a good active guild or a good static group, it's probably a lot of fun. As a primarily solo player, there really isn't much, like, on offer for me. The good thing about Cataclysm is unlike SOD, you know, it's going to take the path that Wrath of the Lich King took, which is that, you know, you have looking for group tool, and you're going to have looking for raid. And they're probably going to do the exact same thing they did with Heroics, where they had Heroic Plus, then they had Heroic Plus Plus, and then they had Heroic Plus Plus Plus, as a way for people that want to queue up for activities solo, as a way for those people to get gear to eventually do raids, or just to get that gear as its own progression track. You know, having the progression track in Wrath from Heroic Plus to get geared for Plus Plus to get gear for Plus Plus Plus, that was at least a thing that a solo player could do, where they didn't have to go out of their way to spam for a raid group or get accepted by a pug. They could just jump into the game, they could queue up for the highest level of Heroic Plus they could do, and they could work towards getting gear, they could work towards getting badges, and as a solo player in that system, you get to feel a sense of progression for your character. You start to feel like, hey, even though I mainly play solo, I don't have a guild that's super active with raids, I can still get on and feel like I have character progression. So that's going to be the good thing about Cata endgame, is it's going to offer, like, some kind of endgame progression, even for solo people who don't want to be super social or get into a lot of pugs and who don't have a great guild. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm glad it's doing well and that people are liking it. But it wasn't for me. I couldn't really get motivated to go after the leveling raids. Because in my mind, it's like, you know, I could farm up the gear in the leveling raids, but I'm just going to replace it eventually. The gear is not going to take me from one raid to the next raid to the next raid. And I like my end level, like, content to kind of stack on top of itself. Where, you know, I do the first round of endgame content so that I can be ready for the next round of endgame content. But when you have When you have leveling raids, you're not really moving right into the next endgame content. You got some leveling to do. And through the course of that leveling, it's going to invalidate like some of the gear that you get out of the raid you just did. And so yeah, after doing BFD, I think I did it like 4 times with the guild. And after like the 4th time, across 2 different characters, I realized I wasn't really having any fun. You know, besides seeing it a couple times, like the dungeon itself was not really exciting. It's a place that I have visually seen many, many times before, even though the fights were different. And yeah, I just after that little bit in phase 1, I never really had fun with it again. And then leveling in phase 2 was just a mindless grind in Scarlet Monastery. So like that was fine, like we did it, but it wasn't like the funnest times I've had. And then at the end of all that, there was no motivation to do No Maradon on my part, and part of that was because we were not in the meta. We were like the worst DPS class, but the other part was the same issue, where I just really can't be compelled to chase low-level gear when I still have to keep leveling up anyway. I think if they do another season, I would really like to not see the level bans again. I'd really like to have it be more like Season of Mastery, and then like save all of your new content for endgame progression. Save all of your new content, all your new raids, all of your PvE events, all your PvP events. Save it for endgame. Give me a 40% experience bonus. Let me level my character all the way to 60. And then release that endgame content to me at endgame, so that I can go from one raid to the next raid to the next raid. And that way, when I think like, well, why am I going after this gear? I can say, well, you're going after this gear so you can do the next raid. So you can be ready to be your best in the next raid. That's why you're going after the gear from this raid. And then that would probably be like more compelling for me. And also, this is important, and not everybody's gonna like this. You have to add looking for group tool. It's a season of WoW. Yeah, at least for 5-mans, leveling up, whatever. You have to add a looking for group tool, so people can just queue up for the content they want to do. They can be grouped with a suitable group, and they can be put into the dungeon. If, you know, you could even just go ahead and put item levels on the gear so that the system can check, you know, should this person be doing the content? I would rather have a system check whether my character should be doing the content than have to rely on a person inviting me who wants to see my logs, who wants to know what gear I have, who wants to know my gear score number. I would rather an automatic system just go ahead and determine if my character can do the content. I think that making heroic versions of all the leveling 5-mans at level cap would be a good idea. And then let people queue up for those as a way to get like pre-raid gear or like nearly raid equivalent gear to help ease them into raids if they choose to do that. You feel like solo players gimp themselves by choosing to play solo. Well, no, like solo players just like to play solo. They're not choosing to gimp themselves. They're just trying to enjoy the game the way they want to enjoy it. And for me, like solo play includes 5-mans in a situation where I don't have to deal with logs, where I don't have to deal with gear score and shit like that. So for me, like queuing up for like Heroic plus and Wrath of the Lich King, like some suitably hard 5-man content, that is solo content to me. Like I include that group content as solo content because I don't have to be in a guild to do it, and I don't have to be super communicative with people in general chat. I don't have to explain to somebody that I don't log. I don't have to explain to somebody what my past achievements are. I don't have to communicate to somebody what my gear score is. I can press a button, I can stand around, and then I can get put into a group of people who want to do the same content as I do. And so I include that as solo content. Which is why I say a season of WoW needs to have a looking for group system. It needs to have looking for group, and it needs to have, you know, at level cap you would like to see some hard 5-man content where such players could go to get, like, not raid gear, but have a gear progression similar to Wrath of the Lich King and their heroic plus and plus. I want to see like a 5-man gearing progression that a max level solo player can log in every day. They can do a few runs, they can get some currency for gear, they can get some gear drops, and even though they might never raid, they have a way to kind of feel like they can get on in the season and progress their characters. That's what I'd like to see, you know. It probably won't ever happen, and it's just what I would like to see in a season. But I think having systems like that, you know, you would still have people that wanted to do pre-mades. You would still have guilds that were super active. But you'd be enabling a bunch of solo people who don't want to deal with the kinds of bullshit that you sometimes have to deal with to get into a pug. You would allow those people to be more active and play the game more and have a better time. You'd also allow them a way to feel like they can get on and actually progress their characters. And the other groups of people, the people who wanted to play to the meta, the people who wanted to do like pre-made shit to make sure that they have the meta and only the meta, those people wouldn't be negatively impacted. They'd still be able to do their thing. It's just that the people that end up on undesirable specs or undesirable classes, they would be able to still do the harder content. Because there wouldn't be a human automatically excluding them because they're a ret pally, and ret pallies are C tier DPS right now. It's like you need a resume to raid. Yeah, you need a resume to pug. You know? As opposed to it just being a fun activity that you get on and do, there's like all this like pre-interview stress about it. Which it just doesn't need to be the case. But yeah, anyway, those are just my thoughts on the season. Those thoughts are why, like, I'm done with the season. Like, I don't think it has anything to offer me as a player, and I won't be spending my time on it anymore. I'll always keep an eye open and an ear to the ground to see like what kinds of things they're doing and what kind of changes they're making. Like, but I don't see myself participating in it anymore. There's too many other versions of WoW to play. Also, like. That's the other thing. There's lots of options. Yeah, and I'd be fine, like I said, I'd be fine with an automatic system checking my gear. Yeah, absolutely. You need a certain level of gear. But what people expect and what's actually necessary are two totally different things, most of the time. What people expect and what they ask for and what's actually needed to clear the content are two totally different things. And if you don't believe that's true, you're probably delusional and you're probably a part of the problem. So when an automated system checks your gear, like how the looking for group does, you know, like when you maybe you never have, but when you go to queue up for like a Gamma Plus in Wrath of the Lich King, it checks you. You know, you have to meet certain. You can't just get in. You don't hit level 80 and then use the looking for group tool to queue up for a Gamma run. You have to have a certain level of gear, but the system decides that. A human being doesn't get to, because especially what happens as a phase or as a raid goes on, people's expectations creep higher and higher and higher and higher as people get more gear. because the perception is, hey, if I have some gear, everybody should have some gear. And then the desire for people to have higher and higher requirements, you know, that grows. Whereas when it's an automatic system that's checking you, it never changes. The item level you need to do Gamma+++ today is the item level you will need to do Gamma+++ in 2 months from now. It doesn't change. As far as what you said about needing a certain level of knowledge, that's fucking horseshit. You should be able to go into any content, and you should be able to learn that content by doing it in the game. You have to start somewhere. Everybody has to start by having never done the content. So what you said about needing a certain level of knowledge is just fucking stupid. So you should probably just retract that bit, and then we can move on. There's nothing so hard in this game that a human being can't get into the fights, try the fights a couple times, learn the mechanics, and get better. That's how video games are supposed to be played. You're supposed to do the fight, see the fight, you probably die to the fight once, maybe you die to the fight a couple times. And you learn the fight by doing it. And everybody should be allowed to have the opportunity to sight read a fight. Because sight reading a boss fight, like for the first time, is some of the most fun that I have ever had in this fucking game. I remember doing Ulduar 10-man hard modes back in the day. Going in with my guild for the first time and none of us knowing those fights. And that was like learning the fights and seeing them play out and figuring out strategies as we went was some of the best fun. Some of the best fun is the first time you're there not having watched a video, not having seen it played by other people a dozen times, and actually seeing the mechanics go off. Learning the fight by doing it is always going to be the best way. And maybe for you that's not fun. And maybe for you, sight reading the fight is not fun and not the best way. But that doesn't give you the right to say that other people should be required to have that knowledge before they attempt the content. Your discomfort at going into things fresh, never having seen them before, does not entitle you to say that everybody should have knowledge of a fight before they attempt it. That's completely wrong. Yeah, the possibility of losing is what can make a game great. If you never lose, why play? Right. Yeah, it's just like, I think it's like just a fundamental difference, maybe, in how people are like appreciating things now as opposed to like how historically we have enjoyed video games. It's just like kind of a culture of people who like, they never want to taste defeat. They don't think that they should ever be inconvenienced by failure. They're not willing to accept that like failure can be fun, that failure is actually like part of the game. It's an intended process of learning, you know, sometimes painfully. Like, I remember nights of like just wiping on a boss like 10, 15, 20 times before we finally figured it out, and it always made that moment when it finally came together and we figured it out, it made that moment so much sweeter. Like having been crushed so many times. I would hate to require that everybody had already cleared the fight 15 times, was in the best possible gear, and then we just go steamroll it and we never face that challenge. That sounds really fucking boring to me. Devin, good morning, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hasman called it WoW brain. Yeah, it's like it's WoW culture brain. It's like what the culture has like predominantly almost become. Is just like a culture of people that instead of like facing the actual challenge or learn by doing, they'd rather it just be all solved. Like, everything should be solved already. Like before I step into this run, before I take my valuable time and step into this run, it better already all be solved. It better already all be known. We better already have all the gear we could ever possibly need to do it. Everyone better have already cleared this fight a dozen times. Like, it just needs to already be done. If it already just needs to be done, like, why fucking even bother doing it? Yeah, Mike, you've never experienced a raid after years of playing, partly due to uninterested first, but now that you want to, no one will let you. Right. Like, you don't have any experience. You don't have any logs. You can't show me your parses. You don't have BIS. So no, now you can't come. No, you can't come now. And that's why you need automated systems to determine whether you should be able to go. You need to be able to queue up for a raid. You need the game system needs to check out your gear and say, yeah, this guy has some decent gear, and then you need to be able to queue up for the content. You need to be able to do it. Because we just can't, like, as people, like, we can't trust people to make, like, good choices. No, they'd rather bring someone who's done it 20 times and has twice your gear score so that they can steamroll it. They don't want to... You're not going to get a chance by a pug. And then people say, like, well, go find a guild. Well, a lot of guilds, it's also like filling out an application. A lot of guilds also want to see your logs. They want to see your experience. You might have to compete for a raid slot on their team. Like... Or you could just join a giant rando guild, and like maybe sometimes you find people to play with, and maybe sometimes you don't. Like, then it's kind of a crapshoot. Jackie, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I don't know if I want to come all the way over here and fight these guys yet. I think I want to stick to some of the green quests first. You're definitely allowed to enjoy things however you enjoy things or not enjoy them. But again, the point was where you, because of what you don't enjoy, you don't then to say that putting conditions upon other people is justified. That's where you're wrong, man. Like, it's not about like your thoughts. You can keep saying, so this is my thoughts, but it doesn't mean that what you said wasn't completely stupid and actually thoughtless. Because it's not about really what you enjoy. What you're doing is you're using what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy as a way to say, well, everyone should have the knowledge first. I don't enjoy wiping for 15 hours, and therefore everybody should have experience and better gear before they raid. That's the part where you're wrong. Like, it has nothing to do with you enjoying it or not. Like, you don't want to wipe for 15 hours? Cool. Like, go join a pro team that never wipes. Like, that's up to you. But you don't get to deny other people that experience, or say that a system that's in place to require them to have knowledge, to deny someone else that experience, that you don't get to justify that. That's all. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. I'm not telling you that your way of enjoying it or not enjoying it is wrong. Putting the expectations on other people because of your preferences, that's the effed up part. I hope that makes sense. You know, that's as clear as I can make it. Yeah, and that's true, Marlena. Some of it is on Blizzard, because sometimes like the mechanics in raid fights are not super readable. You know, sometimes it's almost impossible to sight read something and to know what happened. That's true. So yeah, part of it is a problem that Blizzard could fix. They could make the mechanics of their bosses more clearly visual in a way that would allow someone to sight read the fight. Yeah, there are definitely times in a raid where like you'll wipe and you'll be like, wait, what happened? And like what happened isn't always clear. So yeah, you could probably cut down, you could probably go from 15 wipes down to 6 wipes, you know, if you were learning a fight and maybe some of the like mechanics were a little bit more clear as to what's happening. Yeah, definitely. For sure. Yeah, that's why they don't make them more clearly readable. They assume that you have add-ons that will tell you what to do. And a lot of people do run things like DBM. DBM was like the only required add-on in my guild. Like you had to have it. When I look at videos of like Final Fantasy XIV raids, like for some reason to me, like the mechanics seem a lot more clear. Like the areas where a thing is going to happen or what's expected, they seem like better communicated visually. But having not done a lot of raiding in FF14, like I don't know if that's just like what I see or if it's actually how it feels in reality. Yeah, Deadly Boss Mods is like an okay add-on, because like, yeah, it will tell you like, it'll tell you move out of the way, it'll tell you about incoming abilities, like big abilities that are incoming, it'll put a cast bar up, and it'll tell you like, hey, like the boss is gonna charge, and then it'll fill the bar countdown till the charge happens, or whatever the mechanic is. And so DBM, especially when you're like starting off in raiding and you're learning raids, like DBM is an okay add-on. It will help you like identify some of the things that are happening like in the fight and be able to react to them. We have been grinding on condors for a little while. I feel like they do not want to drop any meat today. It's been rough. We have a 1 item out of 5. You guys had an earthquake in Jersey? No, I'm in Michigan. I didn't feel it. Not as far as Michigan. 4 Murlocs? I don't know about 4 Murlocs. I don't like my odds. I need to leash some of these Murlocs and then we'll pop a big potion here. I need a couple of them to fall off. There we go, there we go. Well, now that you know, after blowing retaliation, maybe I should have just stayed in. Maybe I can get back in there. There we go. We got a couple seconds use out of retaliation. Oh yeah, warriors are the best in Classic. There's like, so far I haven't found like a version of a warrior that feels better than it feels in Classic Era. I haven't tried a retail warrior yet. After the paladin, a retail warrior will probably be the next one that I level up. But so far, all the different versions, including Wrath and Sod, this is my favorite version of the warrior. You didn't come off as elitist. You just came off as someone that wasn't really thinking through the implications of what they were saying. Yeah, you seemed more like just kind of selfish and thoughtless. Is all. Not elitist. Just a little selfish and thoughtless. Which is pretty common, so not really a big deal. There's a saying that it's good to keep in mind, like, it's okay, you're entitled to your opinions, but you're not entitled for your opinions to apply to everybody. So we have to be careful when we're using our opinions as a way to justify, like, a behavior that's happening. Trinity, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream and thanks for being here. Everything's good. I'm like, that's funny, man. You were in Florida and you saw someone smiling in February and it was bizarre. Yeah. That's not the, I mean, nobody smiles in Michigan ever. They're more likely to crack a small smile when it's not miserable outside, but the weather here is miserable for like 9 months out of the year. Like right now, it should be like starting to warm up, but it's still cold. It's still bitterly cold, and it's still gray and nasty. So, yeah. Admiral's Arms, I appreciate that. And thank you for being here. I feel like there's a good chance that we might run out of inventory space before I get all of the condor meat that we need. Also, we leveled up. It looks like we're going into improved battle shout for all 5 points. And then we'll probably go into enrage. You know what? There might actually be a vendor over here. I remember there being a vendor surrounded by a bunch of guys. Let's go check it out. He's like a tailoring vendor or something like that. Yeah, there he is. Tailoring supplies. Well, that was a close one. Drew, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you stopping by.
Salutations!
So Sour Mouse, a couple of things that might like add to visual clarity, like as a viewer. Probably the main thing is firstly it's in 1440, so you should be able to watch in 1440p, and the bitrate I'm using is 15,000 kilobit bitrate, and so that might like contribute to the video quality, like as a viewer, like on YouTube is like the output settings. Or if you're putting up video content, then obviously like what resolution you're publishing the videos at. Whereas like usually if you put up something in 1080, like 1080 will look bad on YouTube no matter how good your actual like game looks. If you're putting out like videos in 1080 or streams in 1080, it's gonna look bad on YouTube. There's a lot of granularity that happens when the camera moves, or if it's like a shadowed area, it'll kind of pixelate. And then for like in-game settings, depending on like what type of monitor you're playing on, if you're not on like a 4K monitor, you can come into graphical settings and put your render scale all the way to 200%. Like, I play on a 1920 by 1080 monitor, but then I ramp up the render scale so that makes things a lot sharper. And those would be my tips for just like a more crisp video quality on YouTube. Was that a stack of leather I sold? Yeah, I'm vendoring the lower level stuff because the auction house, the economy here is so old that like some of the lower level mats, they don't sell for a lot on the auction house, so I just vendor them. When we get into like heavy leather, then I'll probably be more interested in hanging on to it and putting it up on the auction house. Yeah, no problem, man. Ultimately, you want to be publishing and outputting stuff in at least 1440p, and that'll improve the viewing quality on YouTube like boom, like 100%. Oh god, he's bringing friends back. He brought a lot of friends back. Can I handle all of these guys? Not really. Without potions, I don't really think I can take these two. Maybe I should try to leash them. I got them both hamstrung. Let me just try to leash them here. I think that'd be the safest bet. If we had retaliation up, I could do that, but we got 12 minutes on it. I probably need to start carrying, like, at least a stack of food. Would be really useful right now. I'm showing us still in combat. Okay, there we go. Do I have any food at all? Not really. I could probably cook a little bit of food if I can get to their fire. All I can cook is low-level stuff, though. Yeah, 61 HP over 18 seconds is not going to give us a lot of HP back. So yeah, I'll have to buy some food back in town. Is this classic WoW? It's classic vanilla classic minus. It's the opposite of classic. They actually came in and they took stuff away. It's the opposite of classic plus. Before Classic came out, streamers would try to get the Classic experience on retail. Ooh. How would they do that? Like the closest they could get would have been like Cataclysm Classic. Although I guess you could have done time walking in Outland. You can do like TBC content, I guess. But yeah, other than that, the closest they can get is just the Cataclysm zones. Oh yeah. Oh, that's like an Iron Man run almost. Only wearing white gear. That's more like just like a straight up Iron Man run. You see, when I think about like the subtler things that make Classic feel classic, I think about the idea, like, think about how long we've been out of the town. Think about how long it's been since we've like turned in a quest or picked up another quest. We've been out of town for a long time. And I feel like that's one of like the biggest things. This kind of struck me when I was playing through the Cataclysm level 80 to 85 zones. How like a lot of the 80 to 85 zones and then a lot of zones after that, the questing became like you're in a small area, there's a couple quest givers, and you ping pong off the road, and then you turn them in, and then you just keep doing that in this really small area, and you're always heading back to the quest giver. You're quickly completing objectives, you're quickly going back to the quest giver. And you don't spend like a lot of time out in the field. You don't spend a lot of time away from the quest givers. You're going back so frequently. And I feel like that is one of like the more like subtle things that moves the game away from feeling classic, is like when you don't have that sense of like, I've been out in the wilds for like an hour and a half, I haven't been back to town, my bags are getting full, oh look, a vendor, now I can stay out in the field longer and I can do more. And once that like kind of went away, which like Cataclysm seems to be, and not necessarily so much Cataclysm in the reworked zones. In some of the reworked zones, you still can spend a lot of time out questing, but in the new zones that they designed, like from 80 to 85, it was a completely different feel of just being trapped in little like Northshire Abbey-sized pockets, doing a bunch of stuff really quickly in those pockets and moving to the next pocket and then moving to the next pocket. Whereas in Classic, you pick up quests at a hub, and the hub can send you anywhere out in the zone. And then sometimes out in the zone, you'd find another quest or two. But you mainly only had the one hub that was sending you out and keeping you out in the field. I'm like, yeah, I heard about that back when it happened. Yeah. We were playing a lot of hardcore then, so it was a big talking point. Yeah. Yeah, I assume that that was like not maybe like not made up, but to some extent like sort of staged. Even if not staged, like when you invite someone into your guild who is a known like jerkbag, you can't really be surprised when they do jerkbag things. Like it's, you know, be kind of silly. It'd be like, it's like inviting a kleptomaniac into your house to hang out for the evening and then being surprised when some shit turns up stolen. Like you can't be shocked. You had a klepto over for dinner. He told you beforehand he has a problem, and you invited him in anyway. It's kind of like that. These days, I don't think a lot of people are even playing hardcore. There doesn't seem to be like a big interest in it overall. I was always surprised people would raid. Because like to me, like raids are a place where like death is inevitable. As we talked about earlier, like when I go into a raid, like I expect to die like over and over again until I figure out how not to die. So I was always impressed by people that were willing to go raid as a hardcore character. For me, the goal was only ever to try to get to 60. I never really had any aspirations of clearing any raids. I figured if I went into a raid, that'd be the very last thing I did. Air Max was level 17. That's an accomplishment though. We got to level 42 on the Hunter in official, and we got to level 47 on the Paladin back on Bloodsail Buccaneers. So yeah, 42 or 47 was my highest, depending on like which version you're gonna count. There's still a chance I might try to get that Hunter up to 60 one day. Maybe someday I can devote little bits of time here and there and slowly level them up. And then if they get killed, I'll just transfer them over here to Mankrik. I feel like when I look back on it, like a big part of my hardcore soul died the day that I lost the level 39 Paladin who fell off the boat. Like we kept playing after that, and you know, we had the Warrior, we had the Hunter, but I think like a big part of my hardcore soul died that day. I don't think it ever fully healed or came back. Could play them with rested XP, yeah. I have to motivate myself to see if that's a thing I want to do. I have time for it. Now that I'm not going to play SOD, it's like we have some time. I kind of want to focus the streams on this character and on doing some stuff in retail, but it doesn't mean there's not time here and there. Yeah, that wound still stings. Yeah, falling off the boat was just like the worst and most realistic death that I had. I mean, besides falling down the elevator at level 25 on the Forsaken Priest, that was a pretty rough one too. In both cases, I had the same feeling about the character, which was there's no way this character can get killed. I'd come to that point where I'm like, okay, this is the character that's gonna make it. So of course that's when tragedy strikes, right? Alright, so we got all of our condor meat. We need mongrels and stuff still all the way back over to the west. We've been out of the town for a long time. Uh-oh, we got fireballs in the back. You never want to be getting fireballed in the back. That's not gonna work. We could die here, like, very easily. Retaliation's not gonna do us much good. Oh no, this one isn't dead. I thought he would bleed out. I thought for sure the other one was gonna bleed out. Oh no, my rend has failed me. Okay, well, oh, we lived. That was a close one. Speaking of death, that was a close one. You just have to find a class that you think the button mashing is fun on, that's all. I feel like the Frost Mage ends up being a lot of button mashing on retail, but I just feel like it's fun button mashing though. There have been some classes that were not fun. I'm looking at you, Demon Hunter. Hardcore, yeah, that's a true statement. Hardcore retail is going into Dragonflight content with bad gear. Yeah, I was thinking like try the Iron Man challenge going into the Dragon Isles and see how long that lasts. Because that is it's a big difficulty step up. Yeah, I think you would just get killed right away, yeah. Even going in with, like, bad greens is, like... I remember it was really hard on the Warlock. I remember taking the Void Elf Warlock directly into the Blue Dragon area. Like, I just went to the table, picked the breadcrumb, and tried to go into the Azure Span, or whatever it's called, and, like, I couldn't even do it. I had to leave. And go back to the Waking Shores, where the enemies seemed to be scaled, like, a little bit down. Because I couldn't kill things in the Azure Span with the gear I had. It was crazy. That's why I always, like, I get a little bit annoyed when people insinuate that retail is too easy. It's not really that it's easy, it's just that your character can become very powerful. Your character can become very powerful, but you actually have to get the gear and, like, become that way. Because, yeah, once you're in the Dragon Isles content, like, it's not easy. Like, you're not just steamrolling mobs unless you have accumulated a good set of gear. And if you've accumulated a good set of gear, then you have earned the right to steamroll those mobs. Like, that's your God-given right. Did I tire myself out of SOD? No, I've hardly played SOD. No, I just decided that I didn't have anything I wanted to do in SOD that I thought was going to be fun. I might put a thoughts video out, but I talked about it earlier in the stream. I might do a thoughts video. I've been writing some stuff out, so maybe I'll talk about it. It's basically like I don't have any intrinsic motivations in me to play SOD. Like, I don't have anything that I want to do. And as a solo player, the game doesn't give me an arc of progression that motivates me to play as a solo player. Like, so there's no intrinsic motivation and there's no extrinsic motivation. And so therefore I'm gonna spend my time doing stuff that I want. And people saying they have also never done a mythic raid on retail. Yeah. Like, right. What I say is when people say retail is easy, it's just because, like, they haven't played and they don't play retail. Like, a retail player doesn't usually say that at all. Like, a retail player who likes retail, a person who plays retail every day, they're not going to come in here and be like, oh yeah, retail's too easy. I don't like retail because it's just easy. You just steamroll mobs, you hit every button, everything dies. It's too easy. Like, that person doesn't play retail. Like, at all, I don't think. Because even if they leveled up, they would have got to the Dragon Isles and they'd been like, oh, snap. Like, these mobs be hitting kind of hard with my crap gear. And yeah, and so they've definitely never done any, like, hard 5-man content. The only people that complain about retail being too easy are people that, like, aren't really playing retail. Now, it's different to say, like, I don't have fun playing retail. Or, like, I don't enjoy pressing buttons in retail. Like, that's a different thing. That's a different thing than it being, like, too easy. John, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I think I've been doing bad at, like, remembering to skin today. I feel like I've probably left a lot of corpses behind. Also, I need to go back to the south to finish up the mongrels and the poachers. My retail server? Stormrage. Yeah, I'm on Stormrage, which is a US East, predominantly Alliance server. I'm hoping my world quests are back up tomorrow, so I can jump back on the mage for a little bit. But I think if all the world quests aren't up, then maybe I'll jump on my paladin and do some. I saw Legion time walking. We can do some Legion time walking dungeons and try to get the paladin capped. I'd love to go into War Within with like a good roster. I'll have a shaman, a warlock, a mage, a paladin. I'd love to get a warrior to cap. Just people have told me that if I like the weightiness of like the melee combat on the paladin, that I'll also like the weightiness of the melee combat on the warrior. So, kind of want to check that out. Anyone who says retail is easy should be legally required to do M+ as a tank. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's not easy. It's an easy thing to say to disparage a mode of the game that a person may not like. That's all. Now there are very specific ways that retail feels substantially different, but they're all very specific, and none of them have to do with difficulty. Like in just like practicality, retail combat is more difficult just because you have more buttons you have to think about. Like, classic combat is actually easy because, you know, there's not a ton of stuff going on at any one point in time. You know, so there's less to learn about your abilities in classic, I feel. So if anything were to be easier, classic would be easier. But it's not necessarily just that, it's just like it's different. It's a different flow of combat. It's paced entirely differently. But the pacing of it doesn't necessarily like have a direct correlation to difficulty. Yeah, oh, I hate the level scaling too. Yes, it's a double-edged sword. Because when you have so much content in your game, it's great to have a way that people can do all that content if they want to. So that's where level scaling is good, you know, like there's all these zones you can level through, and if you had to do them in like level order, then a lot of people would miss a lot of content, never get to see it. So it helps like people do more out in the world, but also like it defeats one of the core feelings that like an RPG should provide. Which is that like in an RPG, one of the staples is that you can out-level your environment. You can come upon a challenge and you can think, well, this is really tough. I want this to be easier for myself. And then you can go level up, and then you can come back and voila, now that challenge is a little bit easier for you. And that's kind of like, that's a core staple for me of an RPG. So yeah, I'm not a fan of level scaling. It's hard to square that. I really wish, at least for like new content, like when they move into a new expansion, I wish that level scaling were not a thing. I feel like maybe having level scaling out in like the older zones, maybe that's okay, keep it. But then maybe not have level scaling in new zones. I don't know how to handle it. Like I said, there's really no way. There's really no way they can do it right. It's a tough one. And I think level scaling started in, was it Mist of Pandaria? Or was it Warlords of Draenor? I can't remember when they started level scaling stuff. I guess it could have been as late as BFA. See what the old Google machine thinks. When did level scaling come to WoW? Surprisingly, there are no, like, clean-cut answers. Let's see. Level scaling was introduced to the game in late Legion. Oh, this says Legion. I don't know if that's right, though. So don't quote me on that. It must have been sometime after Mist of Pandaria, though. Yeah, that's a good point, Alex. And if they're gonna do level scaling, right? Why not extend it to level cap? Yeah, I would love to be able to, like, I like the Dragon Isles, okay? I got nothing against the Dragon Isles. The Dragon Isles are incredibly pretty, but it's only a handful of zones. So, like, it does get to that point where, like, I'm leveling up a character and then I have to take it to the Dragon Isles. I would rather just take it to some other zones in the old world and just, like, complete my leveling there. And then hit level cap and then go right into the Emerald Dream or whatever the current, like, patch zone is. Yeah, I hope maybe that'll be a change that they make, like, with War Within. I don't know. If there's gonna be level scaling, I would like to be able to level my character to max, like, literally anywhere I want, and not have to go into the after I've cleared it once. After I've done the max level content once on one character, I don't think I should have to repeat it. Because there are just so many other places I could level up for variety. I need one more mongrel. I probably didn't want to fight 4 of them. Let's do this. We've pulled even more than we intended. This guy ran up here and he got help. What is this overall? Like 6 of them? Yeah, I think we must have taken on 6 of them overall. Mage or Warlock for Cataclysm? I'm taking my mage into Cataclysm from 80 to 85. The one I'm leveling right now in the recorded series. That's going to be the character that we take through Cataclysm content. And I'll probably focus on just the one character. I don't think I'm going to be leveling like a ton of alts in Cataclysm. Unless something like drastically changes about how I feel about it. Yep, I'm gonna go on the Mankrik server. I'm gonna go Horde side, and that's gonna be my focus. And I figure with 3 different DPS specs, there will probably always be something performing decently. Alright, so now we're looking for gore tusks and spiders. Maybe we can find some out to the west. They added trios to Plunderstorm? Oh, well that's cool. I've never done a duo even in Plunderstorm. I haven't plundered recently though, that's true. I haven't had any plundering time. Stan, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. What made me pick jewel crafting for the mage? Just because I thought, like, A, I'd be nice to be able to make my own gems, but also maybe I'll be able to make money. It's that search for, like, finding a way for me in the game to actually make money on the auction house. I thought about enchanting, but, like, I don't want to have to, like, communicate directly with people to do that. Like, I don't want to have to link my crafting and then meet somebody in town. Like, I don't want to have to do all that, so I thought jewel crafting, I can make the gems, I can put them on the auction house. Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then I thought, like, also in the event that I do have any alts, it'll be useful to be able to craft gems for them. And then if I leveled another alt, like, the only sad part is, like, there's no way to, like, enchant your own character, you know? So you can't have an enchanting alt and, like, have it help your main character. So if I did an alt, they'd probably be an alchemist. That way I'd always have potions and elixirs and flasks and stuff. You can make scrolls with enchanting and inscription. Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, like, in the long run, jewel crafting is going to be more lucrative for me. Because, yeah, like, you can sell somebody, like, you can sell somebody a glyph once, but that same person is going to always need more and more and more gems as they get more and more and more gear. So, you know, you sell somebody a glyph one time. Like scrolls, yeah, I guess scrolls. Like, I don't see scrolls as being like a super integral part. Like, I never went to a raid and was like, oh yeah, remember your scrolls, guys. Maybe we were doing it wrong all those years ago. But yeah, I never raided and was told to remember to bring my scrolls. Like, you bring potions and flasks and buff food, but, like, I don't ever once remember popping a scroll. So I don't know if that was because they didn't stack with effects by then from potions or what it was. But yeah, scroll count was 0 for raiding back then. You can enchant your alts with scrolls. Oh. I didn't know that. So it's not like an intellect scroll or like a strength scroll. You make a scroll that has the enchantment on it. And then you can you sell that on the auction house? Or you can give it to your alts. Was that something they added in Cataclysm? Or have you always been able to do that? I don't know a lot about enchanting. But that doesn't sound like something that was always in the game. That's a neat functionality. That would be cool. Yeah, and then I guess if you can have if you had a jewel crafter, an alchemist, and an enchanter with inscription, you could just like sustain yourself basically. You wouldn't have to buy anything off the auction house to be able to go raid on any of them. Yeah, I'd like to avoid like spending tons of money on the auction house in the event that raiding actually happens. That was added in Wrath. Okay, I didn't know that. That's really cool. Yeah, I almost was gonna do enchanting, you know, on the mage, but I was like, well, jewel crafting will probably be better. I'm still gonna stick with jewel crafting. In the rare event that I do any alts, though, I'll keep that in mind. The best moneymaker in WoW is your mom's credit card. Yeah, I'm sure she appreciates that. Good old WoW token. Yeah, like I probably need to get myself at least one WoW token going into Cataclysm. I have no money. None of my characters have any money. And so yeah, I might have to buy one just to have a little bit of spending cash to get me going. It'll be, I'll consider it an investment in my character's future. How much gold do you get for a WoW token in Wrath? Actually, no, I guess I'd wait till Cata, because maybe there'd probably be a difference in how much gold you'd get right now, as opposed to how much gold you would get once Cataclysm is out. Maybe once it's been out for a while, because people will have more money. It's depreciating right now. It'll go back up though. Yeah, I think once Cata comes out and people have more money, they have more gold, they want more gold, I think you'll get more gold. So it's probably a good time to wait. Oh my god, another player. Impossible. Unlikely. Level 15 priest. I feel bad for the bunny. They got caught in the crossfire. We will skin them, and at least that way their demise will be worth something. Maybe we should go into the area where Belly Grub is at. Yeah, see, there would be more boars back that way. We also need spider meat, which I guess I didn't really realize. I feel like I've been avoiding spiders. For some reason I thought we didn't need them. We are running out of inventory space too. We have been out of the town. It's been like almost 2 hours that we've been out in the field. Haven't gone back to civilization. And we've been making it. We got lucky with that vendor out to the east. Like this feels like something that newer versions of the game will never have. Like you'll unless you're out like farming, I guess, you know what I mean? But as far as like going out and questing, it doesn't feel like any new version of WoW will ever like have that feeling of like going out into the wilds for literally hours at a time before coming back to a town and turning stuff in and kind of reconnoitering, selling your inventory and heading back out. Another player. Asmodin, good afternoon. Thanks for being here and hanging out. I appreciate that.
Hello. Have a good one.
Good day to you. See you around.
It's level 24, and we are level 23. We still have elixirs. We should be okay. As long as she can't, like, call out for help. If she calls out for help and all these guys rush us, then we might be in a bad spot. Blood Moon, I appreciate you saying so. Thank you for that. There we go. That's 5 out of 5 for the boar snouts, and now we need meat from the spiders. Or wait, you know what? I think we finished that one. Yeah, we're done. We did it. I didn't even notice when we got our last item. So the rest of what we have to do here, we need iron pikes and rivets. I feel like there's also a kill quest though that we don't currently have. And I'm not sure if maybe the kill quest is a part of a chain.
What can I do for you?
And that chain might have to do with going to Goldshire and getting the shoes, the horseshoes. And then we come back, and then I think we fight the little whelplings. And then maybe after that he has a kill quest for us. Unless the kill quest is out there somewhere and I just haven't picked it up yet.
Can I help you? See you around.
For the knolls north of town, like we should have while we're doing the rivets and the pikes, we should also have a kill quest. And I'm pretty sure it chains from the breadcrumb to Goldshire to get the horseshoes. Or I just haven't seen it on one of these quest givers. How am I so high of a level and I still have these quests? Yes, we did go to Darkshore. We went to Darkshore. I don't think we went to Teldrassil. I really can't remember, but we did do Darkshore. We still have some higher level stuff there to do.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I try to stay ahead of the leveling curve as much as I can.
See you later. Safe travels. Have a good one.
Although I think we're done in Loch Modan. We're done in Loch Modan. We're basically done in Westfall. So we have some quests here to finish up, and then we're gonna have to go into Duskwood, and we'll be able to do Duskwood and the wetlands kind of together.
Safe travels.
Eliza, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream.
Do you need something? Farewell.
Alright, I want to do some cooking so that we can get some of this stuff out of our inventory. We're not going to get a lot of skill ups, but we should get some skill ups.
Open for business.
Let's see if we can buy some mild spices.
Have a good one.
Oh, we also... Oh, nice. We can make a bunch of Gortus liver pie. That's awesome. Let's go turn the rest of these in first. And then we'll work on the crafting a little bit. The underbelly scale, yeah, that is a prereq. Okay, that's what I thought.
Well met.
So we'll have to fly ourselves out to Stormwind so we can run to Goldshire. We're gonna make sure we have that quest before we go after the pikes and the rivets. No, wait, is this an upgrade? Are we getting an upgrade from a quest? Wow, that's really good for a quest upgrade. Oh, this is this an elite quest? Is that why it's so good?
Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Oh, it's an elite quest. Okay, well that makes perfect sense. That's why it's so good.
Be careful. Need help? Light bless you. What can I do for you? For the Alliance.
Buffalo Bill, Monica, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Even though these were green, we're still getting quite a few skill ups. So I'm glad that I didn't vendor all that meat. So we'll have to buy more mild spices for the Gortos liver pie. Which is fine.
How are you? See you around.
And now we can learn a bunch of these recipes, and that will help free up some space in our inventory.
Greetings.
The bruise weed, I might hang on to this, and I might check the auction house for prices on that. Briar thorn, maybe the same thing there. Maybe we can check the auction house. The boar intestines. I would need bear meat, and see, I don't like the recipes where it takes like a bunch of different stuff. I could get bear meat from Maradon. I think I'm just gonna vendor this stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think if we want to farm up stuff for cooking, I think the easiest thing would be to go after Crocolisk. We can go to those islands in Maradon. We have like Crocolisk for days.
Later.
Alright, we need to get on a flight to Stormwind, and then we'll run out to Goldshire for the price of shoes.
Need help? Be careful.
Yeah, the wolves in Northern Duskwood. That is a good place to farm up some meat. We'll be killing them for a couple of quests anyway. So, what I think though, I think some of the materials off of them we're gonna have to save for the quest, so we won't be able to cook all of it. But yeah, eventually we can farm them. I think I'd rather farm on enemies that give experience. I know a lot of people use fishing as a way to level up cooking. But I much prefer, like, being more active. And just fighting stuff that's giving a little bit of XP for the meat and stuff we need to level cooking. That way we're getting character XP and we're leveling up cooking. Alright, is there anything that I want to do while we're in the city? Let's have a look. Herbalism, we're probably close to leveling this up. I could go do that. Herbalist is over this way. The auction house was broken earlier. I wonder if the auction house is still broken. We're approaching level 24. I would like to get a shining silver breastplate off the auction house. So let's go have a look. Hey, it worked. They fixed the auction house. Blood Moon, if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. So yeah, we can definitely equip this now. It's going to be a pretty big upgrade. Our sword skill is probably not the best. Let's see. Two-hand... yeah, it's okay. What's really bad are our maces. Maces we really haven't used at all. But sword skill's okay. Oh, it's a nice looking sword too. As far as the other stuff, stamina and spirit. Either way, like pretty soon we're gonna grab the we're gonna have the shining silver breastplate. So that's only one level out. And then yeah, I think the pants. Do we want to give up the stamina? We could try it and see how it feels. We can get strength instead of stamina. Yeah, it's not hardcore. Going for DPS instead of survivability is fine. I agree, yeah. It's probably better. Just to get as much damage out as we can as quickly as we can. Especially on a warrior. Like, what we've learned is that on a warrior, the best defense is truly a good offense. It's trite, but in this case, it's true. You like the different angles? I try to provide some more angles than what, you know, what people typically experience while they're playing. Both in combat and while traveling. It's nice to sometimes like see the character. And yeah, obviously like when you're playing, like a lot of times you just see the back of your character and that's it.
Greetings. Be careful. For the Alliance. Have a good one. For the Alliance.
Alright, there we go. Guys, I am out of time for today. I really appreciate you all being here. It's been fun. I appreciate having the opportunity to play Classic Era Classic with you guys. It's really great. Thank you all for being here. Tomorrow we might be right back here. Tomorrow I might play a little bit of retail. I think the plan with the stream, since I'm not playing SOD anymore, I'm going to kind of rotate classic, retail, you know. I want to play both versions, and I've been having fun with retail and with Classic Era Classic. So yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. Hope to see you guys then. As always, take care of yourselves out in the real world, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.